Kusudamas are so underrated, so today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite models. All of these guys are made out of Sonobe units. This is made out of traditional Sonobe units, and this one's a variation. What's super cool about these guys is they can be broken apart and turned into different shapes. Here's 3 pieces, 6 pieces, 12 pieces, here's 30 pieces. You can make them tiny, you can make them gigantic, you can make them out of post-it notes or nice paper, or really any kind of paper your heart desires. Leftover cough drop wrappers were one of my go-tos whenever I was bored in class. Now you're probably thinking, wow Kara, this is pretty cool, as you proceed to watch this entire video with no intention of making it. And to that I say, you've made it this far, grab yourself some paper and check out part 2. Part 2. Grab yourself a square sheet of paper. I'm using post-it notes, so I colored in the sticky side. Start by pre-creasing vertically and horizontally. Next, we're going to create a 4x4 grid, so fold the edges to the center like this. Open that up and fold the other edges to the center as well. It'll look something like this. Next, fold in these 2 corners. Bring those outer edges to the center again. It'll look like this. Next, you're going to fold diagonally along these 2 lines, like this. Next, we're going to try to weave these 2 pieces of paper together, so insert this flap in like this. We want to get this flap inside too, so rotate and insert. It'll look something like this. Part 3. Next, flip over to the side that isn't woven and crease along these lines. Like this. Fold back on the center, and I'd recommend running a flat surface over it for extra measure. Now once you've made enough pieces, you can go ahead and start to insert the flaps inside the pockets you created. However, you might come across one problem. While these pieces look compatible, there's no way to connect them. That's because these parallelograms are on different orientations. Instead, make sure the pieces are exactly the same. If you folded your piece the wrong way, not to worry, you can always unfold it and fold it in the right orientation. With that being said, make as many pieces as your heart desires, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I know a lot of you guys have been having trouble putting these together, so I'm going to walk you through it. In each piece, there should be 2 pockets. One here, and one here. Make sure your pieces are the same and insert the flap inside that pocket. Next, you're going to create a triangle by inserting another flap in another pocket, and completing it with the last piece. It'll look like this. From here you can flip it over and create a 3-piece model. It'll look like this. If you want to create another shape, think of these outer parts as the starts of new triangles. You can add more pieces to create more triangles. You can also turn pieces that aren't directly next to each other into triangles. Like that. Sort out this mess of pieces, and it's a cube. To make a 12-piece model, you're going to make 3 triangles. You're going to go ahead and connect these 2 pieces. Like that. Notice how 4 triangles intersect on each side. Finish that design on each side. Like this. Start working your way around the piece, completing triangles wherever necessary. It'll look like this, with 4 triangles intersecting on each side. I honestly think half the fun of this model is figuring out for yourself what does and doesn't work. The answers aren't always obvious, but figuring them out is part of the learning process. If you're having trouble figuring some of this stuff out, that's okay, because that means you're challenging yourself. And that's one of the first steps to making something pretty cool.